Hey, good morning, everybody. This is John Allen Mollenhauer. My friends call me John Allen or by my initials Jam, and I hope you will too. This is a Live Like a Pro podcast that I'm doing from my hotel room here in LA. I just got finished with the Optimize conference with Brian Johnson. And, for most of you who know me, you know that lifestyle optimization, the art and science of lifestyle optimization is really my forte. I come from a background of being in the gym business. I come from a background of being an entrepreneur who, from being in the gym business and having a life ultimately and completely steeped in a fitness lifestyle, and then going out into the business world, I learned a really harsh lesson. And that lesson was, unless you've got the lifestyle to support your performance, and that means way more than fitness, chances are you're going to tire out, wear out, burn out, and die out prematurely in this world. Because you know what? When you get tired, when you get worn down, when you get burnt out, your lifestyle habits basically go to shit. It doesn't make a difference what you know. It doesn't make a difference how educated you are, right? When your human behavior suffers when you just start to really lack energy. And, you'll see on most of my podcasts, I talk about crushing it without getting crushed by excess stress and fatigue. I'm on a mission to help people understand human energy and to understand how it's the rudder to your lifestyle, particularly business people, because business people wake up to be successful. As a matter of fact, all human beings wake up to be successful. That's what we do. No one wakes up to be balanced. Nobody wakes up to be healthy. Nobody wakes up to, live in this utopia, even though we'd all love to do that, just have tons of money, not be able to have to do anything and not have to be anywhere. Or we can do what we want, when we want, where we want, how we want. I mean, that's how lifestyle is sold today, right? And there's some value to that message. We do want to have complete and utter freedom with our lives, to enjoy our little short time on this globe, right? This little planet, this little dot in the sky. And have, complete freedom with what we do. But even billionaires don't have that, right? So because they love what they do or they're engaged, and you need to be engaged in the world. And my message is simple. Get all in on what you're doing. But man, do not fall for the lifestyle, right? I'm going to achieve my goals and then live a better lifestyle. You got to live a better lifestyle right now. You got to optimize the way you live so that you've got the energy and the health to support the level of performance that you need to succeed and sustain that success and enjoy that success. And when you have money, you can go out and, do whatever you want in the time you want to allot to doing whatever you want. But you still have your vocation because it's in our nature to wake up, to be successful every day, to be engaged, to serve, to engage and serve other people, right? That's where you leave a legacy. No one's gonna, you're not leaving any legacy saying you made a ton of money and then hung out for 40 years doing nothing. I mean, no one's talking or bragging about that. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is about living your best life. And how do you live your best life? Yeah. When you're younger, and especially when you're younger, and frankly, they're not even immune to this, you can go out and attempt to crush it every single day. I mean, we've got access to so much information and opportunity today, so much technology today, opportunity just unparalleled in human history, and we can achieve our goals faster than ever before. But what I see and what I experienced is that if you're all in on what you're doing, but you're not also all in on how you achieve your goals, on how you achieve your goals. If you're not managing your energy, including the quality of the food you eat, managing your activity levels so that you can, achieve even your most ambitious goals, as I like to say, while living in balance, vibrant health, and peace of mind. That's not something, don't listen to the people who are telling you to sleep 6 hours a night. When you learn lifestyle optimization, you make the most of, those 14 hours a day between your work and your life. And you get enough time to sleep so that you can just kill it during your waking hours. But I assure you, unless you've had a really big revenue generating event really early in your life where you can, and you've just got that raw talent and you really know how to make money, and you can hire people to fair trade for the space and time that you need to take care of yourself, and you have far less worry and far less stress on you, even though you work a lot, because you've got a lot of support. Unless you're one of those guys and are fortunate, or gals, and you're fortunate to have that opportunity early in life, right? Or early in your, the launch of your new venture. You're going to be working some extremely long hours, and you're going to have a lot of responsibility that other people might not have. And I take nothing away from those people, right? Because, you want to develop that raw talent. You want to develop that raw skill so that you can, build the financial support and the team so that not everything's dependent on you in your career, in your family, in your career, in your business. It doesn't make a difference what you're up to. But if everything is dependent on you, and especially during those times, you absolutely need a performance lifestyle. You need to optimize the way you live and take away any cause for any negative consequences downstream that literally creates more stress. In other words, you don't want to respond to stress in your life in ways that create more stress. You see, I'm not really a health and wellness guy. I have hung out for 25 years in all the health and wellness communities. I worked with some of the top doctors. I've worked with some of the biggest transformational leaders. I've hung out in enlightenment communities, nutrition communities, fitness communities, productivity communities. Man, I could just keep going. Because I was building a big idea. I wanted to learn, how do you live this hard charging life? How do you achieve even your most ambitious goals while living in balance with vibrant health and peace of mind? I'm not talking about some kind of utopia where you have this perfect balance between work and life. Everybody knows, or should know, that doesn't have any basis in reality today, right? Some days you work 14 hours and you see your family for 1.5 hours, right? Other days, you see your family for a good portion of the time and only work half the time. I mean, there's so many variables and circumstances. In other words, the new definition of balance is doing, what you need to do at the right level, at the right intensity and consistency for you. It's knowing what to do, how and why to do it, and when to do it, right? Balance is idiosyncratic. It's up to you and your life circumstances. Nonetheless, you still need to be balanced. You need to live in balance. I mean, you need to take care of the needs of your family, of yourself, of your body, of your life, of your family, of your business, of your career. And your brain gives you these answers. But unless you have some sense of the principles and practices and lifestyle strategies that are fundamentally sound, I'll use nutrition always as a simple example. I mean, 95% of what you learn in the market is just nutritional marketing. It's just manipulative stuff, maybe to help you lose weight or gain muscle, but it doesn't really, promote energy production or build health, long-term health on which you can build your performance on, right? Long-term performance on, such that you're not going to eventually get sidetracked because you clogged your arteries or you have cancer because of rapid aging, and because your body was loaded up with toxic metabolites because you bought into, a diet from Middle Earth, right? From Middle Earth. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And this is, like paleo style diets, right? Which are really just Atkins style diets, morphed into, guys running around with spears and a leaf in front of their genitals, right? Eating as people used to eat 10,000 years ago. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous, which basically translates into a meat-based diet, which is nutrient poor. I mean, all I have to tell you is that meat doesn't have phytochemicals in it, the major micronutrient load in a food. And if you're trying to maintain your weight and not gain any weight by eating nothing but, meat and some vegetables on the side, you're in for probably some long-term problems, right? So the stress might be you're overeating, or you're not, exercising, you're gaining weight. So you start to low carb it and high animal protein it. That's a way of responding to stress in ways that create more stress, right? Because it takes 25% of calories roughly to turn a chicken leg into a human being, and then and only 3 to 5% of calories to digest a salad, which is nutrient rich. And the downstream impact of both those diets is huge on your long-term health. Now, I'm just using nutrition as one aspect of a performance lifestyle. One literal aspect of a performance lifestyle. Most people think of nutrition as like the basis of lifestyle, and it's not. It's a huge, major influential part of lifestyle, but it's less than, probably 5%, 10% of the lifestyle equation. But it is one of the things that we do 3 to 5 times per day. So you really got to dial in your nutrition, for example, as part of a performance lifestyle, which is a much wider concept. And I'll talk about this more in other podcasts, which is a much wider array of lifestyle skills so that you can achieve your goals, the goals in life, in business, in sport, in your career, right? A creative pursuit. Those are real goals. Learning how to eat is not a goal. It's an objective, like brushing your teeth. You got to wake up and learn how to brush your teeth. You got to brush your teeth, or else, you'll have bad breath during the day, or your teeth will be rotten out. It won't look good when you smile. That's an objective. That's not a goal that's out 5 years or something you're going to learn to do over the next 20 years. You got to do that right now because, getting back to the start of this podcast, the bottom line is people wake up to be successful today. If you're not achieving your goals, if you're not realizing your vision, of what you want to see happen in your life, not only do you not get the resources, right, to fair trade and build something, right, to, have security in the bank and, maybe hire other people so that you can continue to do your life's work and not have everything be dependent on you. I mean, one of the things that crushes people's lifestyles, their ability to even take care of themselves and their bodies, because they have so much dependent on themselves that they literally just don't have any time to take care of themselves. And man, I've been there, man. I can totally understand that. And the health and wellness people, I love health and wellness people, right? But even though I don't necessarily consider myself necessarily a health and wellness guy, even though I'm really into health and wellness. Why? Because it's a given. Man, any performance strategy, any lifestyle strategy, any means or ways of achieving your goals that does not, respect your ability to recharge, restore, and live an optimal life so that you can take care of yourself, your body, and be a high performing person, right? Your energy, your health, and your performance in your life is short-sighted. It's ridiculous. You got to optimize. You got to drill that stuff in. Your lifestyle is the central theme of your life. It's your style of living. It literally is your style of living. So you've got to understand, what are your standards? What are your boundaries? Right? You've got to understand, what are your goals? Think like an athlete. You've got to know this across the board. And most people know nothing more than maybe a little bit about nutrition. They wedge in some exercise in between their super busy schedule, right? And maybe get more sleep. And that's their whole concept of lifestyle. And I assure you, my friends, it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. And my would-be friends, people who I hope you become my friend, right? Even the naysayers out there, I hope you become my friend. What I'm saying is that you've got to dial in your lifestyle. Learning how to optimize the way you live. Learning the art and science of lifestyle optimization and the fundamental skills, all based on the fundamentals of successful living. Not something I completely invented, but it is something that I spent my life pulling together, culling together, and aggregating so that people don't spend, again, back to my example, 20 years just learning how to eat. Man, that's a crime. If you're bouncing from diet to diet to diet and you don't understand what it means to eat a whole food, nutrient-rich diet, right? That could go by 100 different names, but it's still the same fundamental principle. Eating a whole foods, nutrient-rich diet. I mean, anybody who comes out and says, well, I think you should be eating keto or paleo, well, then you don't understand the fundamental principle of nutrition. Because you're debating isms and Aryans. You're debating marketing terms. You're debating this versus that, right? And I get it. I understand we're all in business. But you see, I don't think, and this is what inspired this podcast this morning, I don't think if you want to fall for marketing, fall for it when you're buying widgets or iPhones or computers or, this doodad or that widget or that doodad, right? Whatever that is. Because most of that stuff is some of it's necessary, and a lot of the stuff that we buy is unnecessary, and marketing doesn't really have that big of an impact on you. But when it comes to your lifestyle, right? And again, I'm just for the ease of communication, I'm going to use nutrition as an example. When it comes to your lifestyle, don't fall for marketing, man. Understand the gravity of that particular aspect of lifestyle, right? Like when you walk, no one is going to debate that gravity is in play. So what's gravity for nutrition? What is gravity for nutrition? And I assert that it's the nutrient density of food. You get that right. And actually understand what nutrient richness or nutrient density actually means. Right? Like it's not just rich in protein. That's not what makes a nutrient-rich food nutrient-rich, right? Once you understand that and get the nutrient richness, the micronutrient richness of a food right, what you eat 90% plus of your total consumption over the course of your lifetime, you'll get every other aspect of nutrition right? So that you have a standard now set for how you eat in your life. And you don't fall for all the nutritional marketing. Why? Because you don't want to be distracted and held back by hidden lifestyle challenges. I mean, what could be worse than having this grand vision of what you want to achieve in your life, in your family, in your career, or your business, and now all of a sudden you've got heart disease to deal with, or diabetes to deal with, or cancer to deal with, or all kinds of other diseases, inflammation that goes hog wild. Like, these are things that people deal with now on an everyday basis. Back pain because you cut your sleep short, and you cut recovery short, and you cut all these, all the regenerative aspects of your lifestyle short because you wanted to go out there and crush it. But because you got crushed by excess stress and fatigue, now you got this chronic pain showing up in your back, right? And like, who wants that? I experienced many, many symptoms over the course of my entrepreneurial career. And again, I've always wanted to answer one fundamental question. How do you live, a driven, I don't mean frenetic, I just mean a driven. I mean, where you're up to something in the world, right? So that's what I mean by driven. I can't even tell you how many people tell me, I'm not a driven person. I'm not a type A. I got news for everybody listening to this call. We're all driven. And we're all an achiever type, right? Now, I'm known for the new type A, which is the healthy, high-achieving person who thrives. I want to create healthy, high-achieving people who thrive. And healthy, high-achieving people who thrive all have performance lifestyles. But there are other achiever types. That's a discussion for another time. But everybody is an achiever type. We're all type A because everybody wakes up to be successful. I don't care if you are a super calm, introverted person who wakes up. The minute you pull those covers off your body when you wake up in the morning, you just accomplished something. So we're all achiever types. You have to survive. You need to create value, engage, and serve other people. We need to work, right? I mean, unless you're a trust fund baby and you don't have to do anything. And even there, you're still an achiever type. You're still going to accomplish stuff. You're still going to achieve stuff. It's just, what type are you? And types are not definitions of how people are. They're just stages and phases that they actually go through. But if you're, the people I serve are the people who are probably a little bit more clear on what they're up to in the world, and they want to make it happen, right? They want to see it through. They want to listen to that inner guide, that inner force within them, and they want to make it happen. They're working hard at it. And they're doing what comes natural to them. They're doing what comes natural to them, which is to go at it every day. So it's completely natural that you wake up and attempt to crush it every day, but you can't get crushed by excess stress and fatigue. If you get crushed by excess stress and fatigue, all bets are off, no matter what you know about all the other aspects of lifestyle. You might nail it if you're super willful, right? And you've had great training, and that might win out most of the time. But excess stress and fatigue makes wimps of us all, right? When you get worn down, you make bad decisions, which is why the central idea of this podcast today is your lifestyle is the central theme of your life. It is the central theme of your life. It's not what you wear, what you own, what you can do, how, the clothing that you wear, the habits and behaviors and preferences that you have in the world that everybody calls a particular lifestyle, and we all develop communities around there. Those are all like aspects of lifestyle. Not aspects of lifestyle, forms of lifestyle. But the core definition of lifestyle is really essentially how you achieve your goals. How do you wake up in the morning to be successful? How well do you take care of yourself, your energy, your body and your life, your energy, your health, and your performance, so that, do you have an established lifestyle so that you can achieve your goals without burning out and trading your health for success? Do you have that established in your life? When you do, you will crush it without getting crushed by excess stress and fatigue. And then you can optimize the way you live so that you can achieve even your most ambitious goals while living in balance, knowing what to do, when to do, how to do it, why to do it, etc., at the right level, intensity, and consistency for you, with vibrant health and peace of mind. See, those are the people we admire. The people who build the supports in their life. Athletes are great examples of them. I mean, they have tons of support and they achieve, big goals, and they also look and feel great too. Now, most of us are not elite athletes. We don't get paid $25 million a year. So we're in charge. We're in charge of the performance lifestyle supports that we have to build into our own lives. And you got to work that. You've got to set that up for success. That's the true definition of setting yourself up for success. Setting yourself up for success means you're putting the supports that you need in your life so that you can crush it without getting crushed by excess stress and fatigue, because it's the excess stress and fatigue that starts the downward spirals that, throw so many super promising people off the track, right? Off that vein that they should be following in their life. That, where they start coping with things that take them down the wrong direction, or they start playing shiny object syndrome because they just want to feel better, because they weren't clear on what they were up to and they never established the lifestyle that was going to help them get there. Part of the reason why I do this podcast is because I was that guy. I burnt out. You've heard me in prior podcasts. I burnt out very early in my life. I was mowing 30 lawns a week while I was still in junior high school and high school, and then playing football on the weekends. And I played 3 sports a year, and I had a paper route, and, I had a social life plus school, all that kind of stuff. By the time I was 21, 22 years old, I was having a midlife crisis. My friends were just getting out of college and getting ready to roll.